Hello, I'm Matt Guff from House.com, and this is a 2018 Rossignol Angus snowboard. This is an intermediate to advanced level deck that's an all-mountain freestyle board. It has kind of a more like a freestyle shaping to it than a regular all-mountain style board. You could call it a directional twin deck. The nose and the tail are basically twin. The only thing that's kind of directional about the board is the stance is set back half an inch. So if you want to center that thing up, just move the stance a little bit forward, and you have basically a true twin board. It features kind of a unique style feel. It's explosive and poppy, but kind of loose feeling at the same time, and that's because of the AmpTech all-mountain profile shape. There's 40% camber in between your feet. It helps you grip down on firmer snow, of course, crack a little bit more ollies, but then there's 30% rocker on the nose and the tail from underneath each foot to those contact points. And I like how much rocker there is. There's only like 1.5 millimeters, so it doesn't really rise that high. But the unique thing about the way this board rides is the roller technology. Now Rossignol, along their edges, about an inch and a half, 2 inches into the edge, actually kind of angle the base of the board up just slightly. And you can see that by the lighter color along those edges, basically around the perimeter of the board. Meaning that when you first initiate a turn, the board kind of has like this little weird like slip thing, and then it initiates. The cool thing about the roller though is that when you're on deep snow, it does seem to like kind of like spoon and billow and just like float just a little bit better without like snow going over the top of your deck. But that's one really great thing, but it does take a little bit of time to get used to when you're on hardpack. But there's a lot of great things that make this board a good deck to ride hardpack with. The roller again though, is just kind of a very unique style feel. The feel and flex of the board overall is going to be about a 7. The wide version is an 8, and there's kind of like a lot of additional laminates and things inside the Angus compared to a lot of the other boards that are kind of like under it. There's a poplar style wood core that you can see through this top sheet. There's biax fiberglass, and that poplar wood core has a twin all-mountain flex profile, meaning that underneath each foot, the board's going to be just a little bit thicker for greater energy transfer right to that edge. But those additional laminates are pretty darn cool. On top is going to be aramid. There's one full stringer strip right down the middle of the board. It gives it lots of longitudinal snap and pop without making it too torsionally stiff. But to combat that is actually going to be carbon along the bottom. There's basically carbon V stringers. They start at each contact point, go to the insert packs in a V shape, both on the nose and the tail. And then there's kind of like one carbon strip that kind of connects those two. So even though the board does have like kind of a lot of strength, a lot of pop to it, it's kind of a unique feeling because of that roller kind of edge technology. The base needs to be waxed up throughout the season because it's a center base. It's going to be faster than extruded if it's well maintained, but you need to maintain it by waxing it every 6 to 7 times you go ride. There's a 360 wrap standard steel edge, and it does feature rad cut technology, and that's kind of one thing which is unique about the board as well. There's reverse side cut technology, meaning that when you tilt that board on an edge before that roller technology, that rad cut actually kind of reaches out and initiates with the snow. And then there's also that 360 wrap magnet traction as well. That magnet traction helps to grip on firm snow because there's more surface area. It's serrated knife-like blade edges on this board. If you haven't ridden magnet traction, do it. You'll see a completely different kind of way to ride, especially riding really firm snow. But this is a great board. You can ride a lot of stuff with it. You can ride, of course, big mountain stuff if you want to, but you can also kind of like do a lot of all-mountain freestyle stuff too. But again, it's a directional twin style board with just a little bit setback stance. This is the Angus, and you can check it out at thehouse.com. If you've ridden this board, let me know what you think of it. I know I've spent a lot more time on this board than some of the other Rossignol boards because I just want to figure it out a little bit more. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, but once you figure it out, it's pretty darn good. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, remember to subscribe to the channel too. Thanks, guys. Peace.